here are my finished fingerboards. This time I did prep the fingerboards, slot them, install the dot markers, and finally glue those to the necks. So this step took a lot longer than I first expected. First because I was busy doing lots of other stuff, so I didn't work on my guitar project that much in the last months. But lately I've been working on that, and I've been first adjusting a little more my neck joints, because everything was fine, but I was not completely happy with how this line here was fitting. So I did a lot, and even a lot more than you saw in the video, of sanding and flossing and everything to make sure that it was good. Then I realized I did not put the heel cap yet, so I did put that too. Not a big deal, but I did glue those little. Those are actually rosewood that I had from another project. I put a little piece of rosewood here, and then I went on to the fingerboards themselves. So first cutting those with the little taper, but before cutting the taper I did slot them using this jig here. People use all sorts of different jigs to slot fingerboards, including table saw jigs and stuff like that, but I just did go the really DIY way with my little saw here, and this little jig that just hold the fingerboard in there 90 degrees to this slot here to make me cut the slots for the frets, and I simply measured those manually. So pretty time consuming, but I think it does a pretty decent job. Added those dot markers, which are not necessary, but they are good looking, and they are handy when you play the guitar to know which frets you are. So I did put those. Carefully used the 6mm drill bit that I had purchased especially for this, because those dots are 6mm. And then installed the truss rod in there and glued the fingerboards on my necks. I did use the pin method, I think it's called, so drilling some tiny holes inside the fret slots to be able to position the fingerboard before gluing it, because I had to mount it on the guitar itself, make sure it was aligned perfectly as much as I could with the guitar body, and then drill the hole, pull the little pins in there, which are 1/16 drill bits, and removed everything, remove the fingerboard, place the truss rod, place the glue. I used some masking tape over the truss rod to make sure that the truss rod does not get any glue on it. Remove the masking tape and position everything back with the pins, and then clamped everything with this little cowl I made with some holes in there to fit my pins, and glue it with a lot of clamps. So it was not a really complicated step yet, but still took me a lot of time. And now I'm finally ready to carve the neck. So neck is obviously a little wide right now, and a little thick over here. So my next step will be to carve everything round and smooth, according to the plan again. It should be a fun step, really time consuming one. I will be using rasp, maybe spoke shave, all sorts of files and sandpaper that I have to do that. I did that once with my ukulele build. It was a lot of fun, it turned out great. So I'm really confident about that, but it should take some time again. So that's what you'll see in my next video. In the meantime, make sure to subscribe if you want to get notified when I post it. I will not go on and say when I will post my next video. I think last time I thought it would take a couple of weeks to be here. It's been a couple of months, so I don't know. I'll see how it goes and if I have time to work on that. So see you later, and I hope you enjoy.